Hi guys, this is Omkar Thube. I am one of the campus hires for ExxonMobil India from ICT Mumbai. So I recently passed out from ICT Mumbai in May 2022 and I started working in ExxonMobil in July from July 1st. So कल मैं अनऑफिशियल सेशन ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाया, इसलिए आई थॉट आई शुड quickly make a video from my side so that it will help you in selecting to apply or not to apply, or also in the interview process. So to start with, I'll talk about ExxonMobil. So we are an oil and gas company. Most of ExxonMobil's revenue is generated through oil and gas. Other than that, ExxonMobil is also in the chemicals. So all the polymers come under the chemicals wala part. And third is carbon capture. So slowly ExxonMobil is transforming in the carbon capture technologies part. That's the future of ExxonMobil company. So this is the brief overview about ExxonMobil. So talking about culture, it starts with safety, because safety is the first thing you will hear when you join ExxonMobil. मतलब कहीं पे भी जाओगे, ऑफिस में कहीं भी घूमोगे, तो सेफ्टी इज मस्ट. यू हैव टू बी सेफ फर्स्ट, सेफर देन यू कैन वर्क. दैट्स द वे ExxonMobil वर्क्स. सो दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग. अदर देन दैट, एनवायरनमेंट इज़ वेरी नाइस. बहुत मस्त लोग हैं यहाँ पे. मतलब everyone is so kind, so friendly, so helping to you, so you will never feel like a new place. Even हर रोज ऑफिस में भी you will see people laughing and enjoying in the office hours. It's not like they waste time, but it's actually good environment to work. Even the work hours are flexible. Like if you have some work, some calls in evening, so you can manage your work time accordingly. So actually the culture is nice. People here are nice. Even our supervisors are also friendly, kind and approachable. So that's actually one of the good parts about ExxonMobil, working in ExxonMobil. So talking about Bangalore is only famous for two things. First one is its weather. It's actually nice, balanced weather like Pune. Not too much monsoon or the humid like Mumbai. It's all balanced weather. That's the good thing. And second thing is the traffic, the worst it can be. So I live 6 kilometers from the office, and it takes me some 30-35 minutes to reach home. So you can get the idea from that, the traffic of Bangalore. So it's the everyday traffic, not even one day. So these are only two things I think you will hear every time from Bangalore, the person living in Bangalore. So coming back to the selection process. So talking about the positions offered. So actually in the selection process, they means for us we got the 4 positions. I think I don't remember the names, but some of them, 3 of them were about the business analysis part, and one as the research analyst. So research technologist, I think. So research technologist is the core. I think that's the only position related to core chemical engineering in some sense. Other than that, all other 3 positions for I'm talking about the ICT Mumbai students. Other than that, all 3 positions are mostly in the business analysis part. So in business analysis, in the Bangalore Technology Center supports the chemicals wala part, and in the business analysis, so broadly it's like we analyze the data available for the products, and on that analyzed data, the decisions are made for the future, and the problems are solved for the product. That's the simple description of our job. So, and one thing I would like to mention, that your job after the interview process, it's not fixed. Mostly it can be research analysts or the business development. Uh, it is asked in your interview process your interests. So mostly on your interests you are allotted, but you cannot be sure what you will be allotted. But to start with, it will be mostly uh, looking for past 2 years. It will mostly be the analysis, business analyst wala part. So I think you have to think on that point to apply or not to. Uh, Other than that, so it's not like only business development support is done in Bangalore center. Uh, the upstream business is also supported from Bangalore center, but the positions are not open for ICT Mumbai. They are open for some of the NITs and BITS, I think, and IITs. So this is about the jobs offered. So I think you should think about this thing, because if you are totally into the core chemical engineering and you want to work only for uh, the jobs for which apply your chemical engineering wala part, so I think you have to think before applying for these job roles. So now coming back to the interview process, first thing for us, it was first the job group discussion, and then the personal interview. So in group discussion, you will be given a general topic, not so specific about the chemical industry or all and all. It will be a general topic about environment or the current issues and all, etc. So to prepare, I don't think there can be anything specific to prepare with, but it's good to have general knowledge about the current situation, the current topics about education or environment, etc., etc., or the chemical industries. That's one part. Other than that, for the group discussions, I'll suggest be confident, that because that's one of the things seen from your group discussions. So you have to be confident, and also I'll suggest have specific points to related to only related to the topic. ऐसा मत करो कि कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं, because that also matters. It's not mandatory that you should be talking for all the time, but it's important that you should have some valid points which are related to your topic, because that's more important. Also, it's good to listen to your colleagues, means in the group discussion, appreciating their views, and sometimes even you will be opposite to the views of your classmates, so it's better to explain it calmly and explain your points, valid points. That's the better way. One thing is, your group discussion should not turn into the debate, because it may happen that two people are only fighting for their points and and the time is being wasted in that debate. So make sure it doesn't go into translate into debate, because it will not give any uh, plus points to your team, group discussion team, and also both of you. So it's better to have everything covered. Like so for us, it was the topic was vaccination process in India. So in our discussion, we started from the history, like how it was very slow in the first part. Then we came to the current scenario, how it is going now. So it was in August. So that time it had started very fastly. So we discuss about that, and in the end we discuss about the future, how it will transform, it will be good for industries, chemical industries and all other industries, how we can come back to the regular life. So this way try to cover all the things, all the pros and also the cons. This way if you have everything covered and some valid points mentioned, it will be a good for your group and also personally for you. uh, that's the thing. And other than that, I don't think I have anything I missed for the group discussion. If I missed, you can ask me anytime. Coming up to the personal interview, first thing will be your CV. In the CV, what I will suggest is try to keep the point, the real valid points, real valid things you have done, because many times uh, people try to add some uh, internships or some roles, managing roles, which they have not done. And keep in mind that the panelists are the people from stakeholders from very experienced stakeholders, so they will definitely catch you. So it's better not to add the points which you have not done. Yeah, let it be small CV, but make it effective. Make sure you are thorough with your CV. You know every point you have mentioned. You should be able to explain every point in your CV, because my interview was mostly on CV and the internships I had done. CV means many things were covered in my CV. That's why I think it was on my CV. So it's better to be thorough with your CV. You should be uh, you should know what things you have mentioned in the CV. You should have valid points. Like if you have the managing roles in the college, you should have some examples how you tackle the situations, uh, how you managed people, how you solve the problems. You should have all these things in mind. uh, and also you should know all your internships, because uh, internship is the only one of the things it will be asked for every type of interview in every company. So you should know your internships properly. uh, whatever your inputs in your internship, whatever were your learnings, what was actually the internship, all these things you should know. Learnings and your inputs is the necessary part that you should definitely know. uh, Other than that, yes, internships I have covered. Other than that, your hobbies, you should, if you have mentioned in the CV, it's okay. Other than that, you should know your hobbies. You should be able to explain them in some 2 3 lines. And coming up next, I'll suggest two things. One will be the values and qualities, two things. So some of the values you have, 2 3 values you should know, and your qualities you should know. So you can search what are the qualities. Means we know our qualities, but we don't know the specific words for that qualities. That's why I suggest search on internet for the qualities and be prepared with the qualities you have. You should be able to explain your qualities, some examples relating the qualities with your managing roles and etc. That you should be ready. That will help you to give edge or others. So these two things I think I'll suggest from my side, because they were asked in my interview. That's why I will suggest that thing. uh, Other than that, be confident, be yourself. Don't try to uh, add everything you remember at that time. Be specific to the answers. uh, ऐसा कुछ भी फेंकोगे तो फिर आई थिंक इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. Be practical in some answers. Try to give the answers in some format. Try to give the answers in some specific format. so that it will look organized and all. That's the thing. So coming about the interview first, one of the important things is your introduction. I think that is, I forgot, that's the very important part, your introduction, because that's the first thing you start your interview with, and that's the first impression you give on the interview panel. So you should be thorough with your introduction. You should know, I think you can beforehand write the script, you can learn it thoroughly, you can practice it, so that whenever you give introduction, you should go in a flow. You should not stutter all in the introduction, because that's the way it will give you your interview the flow you want. So prepare your introduction properly, because any interview will start with your introduction. So I think you should be thorough with your introduction wala part. That's very important. Other than that, I don't remember right now. I don't remember anything other than that. If I missed anything, you can ask. Anyway, you can anytime you can ask. Other than that, I'll suggest that though we only had group discussion and personal interview for the process, it's better to be prepared for the aptitude tests, because anyway it will be aptitude test will be taken for other company interview processes. So it's always good to be ready for the aptitude test also, because any company may change their interview process at any time. So we cannot be sure of the interview process every year. It can be changed on the requirements of the job. So that's why I'll suggest be prepared with aptitude tests also. Not to be specific, not to be focused, but it's okay to be prepared. Not that we had the aptitude test, the trend is group discussion and the personal interview, but that's my suggestion from my end, that it's better to be prepared. And for aptitude test, I'll suggest, actually I have not given the aptitude test, that because it was our first company and we directly had the GD and we were selected. That's why I have not gone for the aptitude test practice. So I'll suggest talk to Mr. Shivam Madi or Rishabh Botra. I think they have better knowledge. So you can talk to them for the aptitude test practice, what they followed, how they followed. Even I tried to get one video for this thing, aptitude test practice. Maybe they will give or not, but let's see. So this was all about the interview process. So something I'll suggest that mostly when we are going to apply, we have some confusion about to apply or not to apply, because there's lot of confusion around the job roles. So some things I'll suggest, if you are looking for MS or MBA after a year or two, I think you should not, it's my suggestion, it's not a fixed thing. I think you should not go for the interview process, because one main reason I'll say is you will not want to leave the company after joining it, because that's the kind of culture, that's the kind of opportunities it gives you. All the learnings, all the experience you get, you will actually start liking the company, and so it will be very difficult for you afterwards to decide and to change your mind. So that will be the first thing. One thing is you will not get that much time for practicing other exams, competitive exams, because it's not that you have to work day and night. The timings are fixed, 9 to 6, but you may have some calls in evenings or in mornings, depending upon the regions. we support. And also if you work whole day in job, it definitely becomes difficult to even study in night. So it's better to see the job which will give you better more time to study. But other than that, uh, so another reason also is that you will be wasting one seat of some dedicated student who would like to go for continuing the career for in ExxonMobil, go for the job. So that will be another thing. And also third thing is it also affects the relation between company and college, because it will affect the interview process for next year, your juniors. So those things are there. So think about this also and then apply for it. Other than that, if you are okay with any kind of job, if you are ready to take on, ready to learn every time, you should go for it. And there, I think there's also uh, one type of students where कुछ ना कुछ तो कर ही लेंगे. So I think that you guys should also definitely go for the job, uh, because even I was one of the candidates in this category. That's why definitely go for it. ExxonMobil is definitely a good company. So coming to the end, the last point I would like to say is, people say your English doesn't matter, or the speed of your talking doesn't matter. But what I think is it does. Your soft skills are very important in the online, in the interviews we can say, but in online interview it's more important, because your voice is the only thing your interviewers can see, and they will be judging you on that. So more the fluent you are talking, more the structured your answers are, more the logical your answers are, better will be your interview, and that will, so that will be the thing you will be introspected on. So I'll suggest to work on your soft skills, work on your English, make sure you can talk it in a proper flow, you can give proper answers in English, because not for the day scholars, but I think for hostelers, many times they have the knowledge, they have all other experience, all their CV is strong, but the only things that comes in between is the communicational skill, because I think that is one, nowadays it is one of the most important thing, because communication in most of the corporate companies happens in English. So it's actually what we can say, it's actually said that you should be knowing English language properly. So that's why I'll say work on it, work on your soft skills, because they will definitely be helpful and important in the interviews, and not for only ExxonMobil, but in upcoming all the companies interviews, it will definitely matter. So I'll suggest work on it. That's very important thing. So if you guys want some quick video also for the introduction wala part, do let me know. I'll make a short video for that, so that it will help you guys. Other than that, I think I have covered most of the part. If I missed anything, you guys definitely can ping me for that. I'll reply you there, and if I think I need to make a video, I'll again make a video and send back to you. So prepare well, be ready for it, and we are always there to help you guys. I wish you guys all the best. Goodbye.